I'm Mel the Newbie.
I'm Jared the Piss Tank.
And this is Keeping It Real.
Hard.
With Mel and Jer.
Like arithmetic.
519 Whiskey. All right, so we are starting our hashtag 91 Drams of Summer Dram series, and we decided to start, since we're 519 Whiskey, with stuff that is actually distilled here in the 519. So we've got Wolfhead's entry whiskey. We've got, we decided, of all the Crown Royals to pick, we decided to pick Crown Royal Blender Select. J.P. Weiser's 15-year.
That bottle you can orientate several ways.
Yeah, it's a nice rectangular prism bottle.
Brick.
House.
Brick a hooch.
We've got Howitzer, which Howitzer's based out of Toronto, but they very kindly put the postal code, product of Canada, Windsor, Ontario, Canada, N8Y4S5, and that just happens to be the postal code of the J.P. Weiser's distillery. Same deal for Gooderham and Worth's 4 grain, and finishing it up with a absolutely delicious local product here, Lot 40 Dark Oak 100% rye.
Award-winning.
Absolutely award-winning. Yeah, we love tagging Canadian Whiskey Doc at every opportunity. So
this stuff's so good, it says you can return for a refund where applicable on the back of it.
We should just roll up to the distillery and be like, this was awful. We demand an additional bottle.
Yeah, let's have a second try.
We're gonna give it. We're willing to give you a second try.
Willing to give it another try.
Willing to. So, I'm back from my days of wine tastings. I am the newbie when it comes to whiskey, but from what I've learned from wine tastings, I've tried to arrange them from like sort of mildest flavor profile to boldest, spiciest. So we were going to start out with the Wolfhead whiskey. They have a few flavored whiskeys as well, but this is just their premium small batch, hailing from Amherstburg, Ontario, which is about a 25-minute drive south. Absolutely.
20 if somebody calls you and tells you to hurry.
15 the way Jeremy drives, but so their big claim to fame is that they source the water locally, and there is a limestone quarry right nearby. So
literally it's across the street. I've actually been in that quarry, and it's pretty fucking cool. It's about 180 feet deep. And it's actually really neat. There is an actual limestone water vein that runs through that quarry, and it's constantly pumped out.
See, and I don't know if it's power of suggestion, because I am still learning. Like, on the nose, I'm like, yes, this is whiskey. Despite the fact that if you ever see pictures of me, I have a massively large nose, still learning to pick out flavors there. But on the palate, I definitely get like a mineral, vaguely kind of chalky flavor.
Now you said limestone. Now all I can smell is limestone water.
Well, I mean, that's their whole.
It smells like the quarry in my glass now.
Well,
but admittedly, like fresh crushed stone. That's what it smells like. It doesn't taste like that. I'm not trying to shit on Wolfhead whiskey. I just work in construction, and I know they make it across the street from the quarry that I've been into 100,000 times.
It's not a bad thing. It's just like, that's what I'm tasting, and a bit of that on the back too.
You really smell the hint of limestone water and like new make whiskey.
Yeah,
it is like very kind of middle of the road, new make, fresh alcohol smell.
Yeah, good for a mixer. You can drink it like we have all of these on the rocks. Full disclosure, like we like whiskey on the rocks. That's just how we like it. So when we're doing our tastings, that's what we're gonna do.
I'll drink it neat. I find some of the lower stuff, such as the Wolfhead Premium, you can drink neat. Now, if I'm going to drink something neat, it's probably not what I'm going to reach for. Mm-hmm. However, versus other stuff, even on today's list.
Yeah.
So, that being said,
but they have
onward and upward.
They have a fantastic little distillery, and I'm looking forward to when we can actually tour it.
Amazing
visit it.
Food, actually.
Yes, and good food.
The food is top notch. The service is, they do a lot of stuff for the community. Everything is fantastic. Everything is amazing. It's on the up and up.
Yeah.
That's younger owners. This is a newer company, and they're doing very well for themselves.
And during our flavored whiskey week, we will definitely be talking about their caramel apple whiskey and their coffee whiskey, because they definitely deserve some attention.
And I think we might even sneak in a little bottle of their banana apple.
Banana caramel vodka.
That with Sprite and a little hint of Gatorade, that's how you end a warm day.
You and your Gatorade. All right, so next up, we've got
Actually, dump that to a slushie.
Crown Royal Blender Select.
Crown Royal Blender Select.
You know what I get on the nose? It's probably because you just said it. Get a little bit of banana. Wouldn't be the first time that I smelled like that banana bread. I hear a lot of people talk about that on the nose for whiskeys. You'll get the Glencairn in a second. Not as much on the palate for me though. Get a little bit of like spice, cinnamon. It's there for you. I know. Tell me if I'm crazy.
No.
What are your thoughts? First impressions.
See, now I get more of like almost like a weird like sourdough, like a fresh sourdough bun.
Okay,
Or like
so
a fresh rye bread sourdough.
like a yeasty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little
that
bit of
makes
yeast.
sense.
Like not banana bread, but a bread.
Mm-hmm.
Like a thick, heavy bread. Now I get this is a very light whiskey. This is a very light colored whiskey. This is a blend. Obviously, it's Blender Select. So most of Crown Royal stuff is all blended whiskey, and then they just have a bunch of limited releases. A lot of the stuff is sourced by Seagram's and VO, etc., etc. Now, that being said, there is a Crown Royal bottling facility.
Yes.
In Amherstburg, Ontario, as well. They used to warehouse whiskey and do all the production there, but they were bought by somebody else, and now they're just a bottling facility for Crown Royal.
Viaco?
Seagram's.
Oh. There's another name to that sort of larger company, too. It's in, like, sharp contrast from Wolfhead, which is, like, independent, small local distillery. You've got Crown Royal, which is, massive and owned by parent companies and distributed the world over.
Yeah, we have both extremes in 519. There's a bunch of really cool places like Wolfhead and other places we hope to try their stuff and make friends, especially over in Detroit once they open the goddamn border. But
pretty much the other big one would be Wiser's.
JP Wiser's. But that was that's a Corby's distillery, right?
Yeah, they're owned by Corby's. So they make all manner of products, but they still produce Wiser's here. I love the smell of the mash, that yeasty smell.
Driving down there, fresh bread in the morning.
Oh my gosh! Like even when I cross the border to go to work, I only work a few miles from the river, and when the wind is right, you can smell it on my drive into work, and it's just.
For example,
good.
You guys, if anybody ever does listen to this, everything else on this list comes from that distillery.
Yes.
In one manner or another.
Exactly. Yeah, we're
So
moving down to Riverside Drive right now.
Yeah. We've left Amherstburg. We're heading down the drive.
So it's Wiser's 15 years, so definitely not new make anymore. A lot more complexity. I get like a little bit of a fruity nose, personally. I've come a long way from just like, this is whiskey, I don't like it. So I try to keep in mind that like 6-8 months ago, that's where I was at.
See, now this, you get a lot more oak, a lot more wood tannins, a lot more aged whiskey statements.
Get a little bit more of like a plum on the finish for some reason.
See, now this 15 year, because I'm a weather nerd, I know what all this has been through. Because I work outside. So all those times I was sweating my ass off, this whiskey was getting pushed way out of that barrel. And all those times I was freezing my nuts off, that barrel was pretty much plumb dry. So.
But speaking of companies that have like a whiskey, Howitzer. You're finishing that one. Okay, you talk about Weiser's 15. I'm going to read the Howitzer bottle. I looked them up online because they were just sort of with all the Canadian whiskeys and had kind of a unique label. Not a unique bottle. It's exactly the same as Gooder Hammond. We're same bottling line.
Pretty generic.
Pretty generic, but the name taken after both the gun from World War II, I think, and Gordie Howe, so Mr. Hockey, who incidentally the new Windsor International Bridge crossing is going to be named after. So it makes a lot of sense that way. But they are based out of Toronto, but they know the best place to actually distill and bottle their whiskey. Yep. Yep, exactly. So what, you got any notes on the... Oh yeah, put those caps on our Glencairns. We just got these new ones from Jen Cairn. Thank you, Jen.
Thanks, Jen. See, I just really like Weiser's 50. It's just a great staple whiskey for the bar cart. It's a great, like, oh, you like whiskey? You're from Windsor. You have to try this type deal. It's one of those. And I mean, it's not pricey. I wouldn't be upset if you mixed it. Although if I knew you were going to mix it, I wouldn't give it to you.
Yeah.
But it is what it is.
Take the wolf head instead.
This can come back to, you could drink this neat and not turn a nose up to it. You can drink it on the rocks. You can have it with a light mix. It's a preference thing, but this is one that I would recommend if you were going to get into whiskey. It's one to frequent. Or to at least try.
I'm looking forward to breaking into the 18 year later in summer. All right, so Howitzer doesn't have an age statement, right? We don't know how long this is aged.
Yeah, it's just, no.
Nope. But their whole shtick was they wanted something that was good enough to drink, neat, but you wouldn't feel bad about putting with a mixer.
Yeah.
So, and I think they hit the mark, honestly. Yeah, definitely different from, the more aged whiskeys. You definitely get a lot more of that, like, kind of hits you in the face alcohol flavor. It's not super complex. It's very approachable. I think that's what they were aiming for.
Yeah, it's only 40 proof. I think pretty much everything here today is 40. Well, Blender Select is 45. And Dark Oak is 48. There we go. This is all 40. 40. And
Gooder
Hammond Worts is 44.
There you go.
So, of course, everybody knows alcohol by volume. Weiser's massive distillery. Crown Royal, massive outfit. They're going to proof all their stuff down to a nice round number. And then keep their mismatch proof stuff for their specialty stuff and this and that and et cetera, et cetera. But if you're not trying to show off, you just want to have a good whiskey, I would stick with the Weiser's 15 as a great choice. However, another great starter whiskey would be the Howitzer, like you said.
There's a bit of a sweetness to it, which I appreciate, being more of an Irish whiskey person myself, as we discovered.
So you get like a weird, almost like a raisin bread note.
Yeah, I'll buy that.
Which I don't mind.
Raisin, currant, sort of dried fruit, and the sort of the sweetness that goes with it.
Yeah. I totally agree. Still same. Like, don't get me wrong, it tastes like whiskey.
Yeah.
Like, everything in here does taste like whiskey. It's just we're looking for those little special flavor hints that make it slightly different. I'm not trying to impress anybody. Just like stuff I've noticed.
Howitzer was one of the first Canadian whiskeys that I think I segued to after we identified that I really liked Irish.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
But it's a great price point.
I'll keep this going, Karen. I'll finish this one.
Great on the price point. Great for like just having a good whiskey on hand. And you know what I mean? If you're trying to impress somebody, it's not Jack Daniels or Jim Beam.
No.
Or Crown Royal or Canadian Club.
Could bring you to a party.
Fortunately isn't on the list.
But it's something that, since it seems readily available enough, but it's not necessarily something everybody's tried.
Yeah.
So, in fact, we're sending a bottle down to the Whiskey Tribe down in Austin. Still need to get that packaged up and shipped. But it is not on their spreadsheet. Love a spreadsheet. God.
Hells yeah.
Yeah. All right. On to Gooder Ham and Worts.
Gooder Ham and Worts.
Alrighty. 4 grain. This one, if I'm remembering my tasting notes from previously, is kind of spicy. Not like capsaicin spicy, like cinnamon cloves kind of spicy. Yep. I still agree with that sentiment. A little bit of a ginger. There's some gingeriness to it too.
Yeah, that 4 grain hits you right in the face.
Mm-hmm. William Gooderham and James Worts started out as millers in the town of York before becoming world-renowned for their signature whiskey-making style. Celebrating their legacy, this distinctive 4-grain whiskey is carefully crafted from a premium blend of rye, wheat, barley, and corn.
That's why.
Bold and complex. I'd agree. This whiskey is made to be true to the tradition that Gooderham and Worts started in 1832. Thoughts?
Corn. I'm actually tasting like corn maize.
Mm-hmm.
Like almost like a stale tortilla chip.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. I got that. Maybe that's what there's something on the nose that's like
wet yeast.
Yeah, but
Like wet
corn,
like soggy
tortilla.
Yeah.
So that's the corn.
Tortilla, yeah.
Tortilla.
Maize.
So definitely the spiciest of the whole lot is Lot 40 Dark Oak, which is enjoying a wider release now, but was harder to come by in Canada earlier. This one is, see, rye, I don't know why I didn't think I liked it, and then we started tasting more and more things, and I was like, holy crap, I really like rye.
I don't know why you hated the rye.
I don't know.
But
Perhaps
then
I'll
you
die.
Tried.
That reminds me of just a little bit of black licorice, but I'm not talking like
Sambuca.
no, not at all. But like that sort of fennel and other like warm spices to me. Thoughts?
Oh, I really like regular Lot 40. Mm-hmm. Right now my nose is jacked. Everything smells peaty. The last 3 have smelled.
No, absolutely nothing smelled peaty to me, and I'm super sensitive to that. Tasting scotch.
I think there's actual dirt in my nose from cleaning out the gutters.
That's a possibility. With peat, like I don't think we have anything peated here. Do we?
You could start with the monkey shoulder and then the Viking cask. The Highland Park.
Those are not terribly peated though. Not like the stuff like all the Isla scotches that.
Yellow spot's peated.
Is it? No.
It tasted peated to me.
Huh. I'm gonna look that up later. But I mean, the stuff that my husband likes is like the super peaty, Isla scotches that I take a sip and I'm like, I taste dirt and sand and clay. And he's like, yes, why are you saying those things with, such a disappointed voice? Those are all the things that he likes and all the things that I'm like, oh no, not for me. No, thank you.
Yeah.
Have another nip of that Lot 40 Dark, unless you haven't had, if you had to go.
Go ahead.
All right. Because I'm getting it feels like a cop-out to say fruitcake, because at least the way my mother makes fruitcake, she soaks it in dark rum. So, marinades it for weeks. I gotta get you a slice this year. But also the cherries and the citrus peel and the currants and the raisins and all those other things all together. It's not just the rum that makes her fruitcake smell the way it does or taste the way it does. But that's what I get.
I can definitely smell the burnt oak.
Yes. There's that. That just seems like a cop-out when it's called dark oak to say, yeah, oaky.
My nose is broke. It smells like whiskey.
It all smells like whiskey. It's great. So lot number 40 dark oak is twice barreled in new oak casks, first in a number 2 char barrel for notes of caramel and vanilla. Okay, I'll buy that. And then finished in a number 4 char barrel for depth of flavor and a bold finish. Definitely bold. Like, you remember this one. It kind of comes up and punches you in the face. In a good way.
I don't mind the taste. I really like the taste of this.
Yeah.
It's definitely a fucking rye.
Yes. Not just a rye. A fucking rye.
Oh, I'd fucks with this rye.
Absolutely. But so that's our, our roundup of...
Oh, hang on. So,
okay. Oh, you have more to say? Absolutely. Go for it.
I can't smell anything. I can taste. I think I can taste the citrus, like the orange peel.
Yes.
Like the orange zest.
Orange zest.
Almost like this is... if you were going to make an old-fashioned or a Manhattan, this would be a fucking jam.
An old-fashioned.
An old-fashioned? That's with rye?
Well, with whiskey in general, but it's got the citrus.
Okay. I don't know anything about...
The Manhattan's got the vermouth and cherry and bitters. I like a Manhattan. I got one of these somewhere along the 91 drams of summer. I'll make a Manhattan, but I make what like how people make dirty martinis, and they put the olive juice in, with an olive. I like to make what I call slutty Manhattans, where I add a little bit of the maraschino cherry juice as well, because I like it sweet. So that's our first week done.
Uppercut, jab.
And then I think next week, what we're planning on doing is, because it's going to be Canada Day, we're going to do a whole Canadian week. I mean, obviously everything here is done in the 519, so it's all by default Canadian, but branching out beyond our area code to some of the other regions around here, and we'll see how that all goes. All right. Cheers.
Hope we kept it hard for you.